member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 ridiculous Suicide Squad characters.
Hey, I'm talking to you. No, don't do it.
Duella, hurry up. It's time to go.
It's been an honor to fight by your side.
For this list, we'll be looking at the weirdest villains and anti-heroes to ever join Amanda Waller's Wild Task Force. The strangest members from the comics, animated films, and live-action iterations will all be considered. Which one of these characters would you hire as a bodyguard? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Virtuoso.
What the hell?
While the average musician would probably be content playing on stage, Virtuoso took a special delight in committing crimes with a violin. This bizarre weapon choice makes a little more sense when you learn that she can play killer melodies with disastrous effects.
Gary, where are you going?
Virtuoso's music can scramble people's minds and produce sound waves that pack a seriously strong punch. Although her skills can be useful, at the end of the day, she's just an evil musician who can be easily taken down by normal weapons. If we were in charge of Task Force X, we're not sure she'd be at the top of the recruitment list. Number 9. The Tattooed Man. During a robbery, Abel Tarrant discovers a chemical that can turn drawings to real objects with a thought. So he does what any normal person would do and uses the chemical to coat his body with different tattoos that he could animate at will to commit crimes.
That's what you get for trying to take on a meta all by yourself.
A meta?
Tarrant's unique abilities allowed him to unleash everything from bombs to dragons on his enemies. And although he's not the only villain who can animate objects on their body, he's oddly one of the most famous ones.
You know what your problem is? You don't scare me half as much as he does.
Despite Tarrant's artistic skills, he met his demise after he attempted to betray the squad. But how could he have known tattooing himself with a random chemical would turn out so poorly?
She took a bullet from me. They were metahuman tattoo playing cards. Still counts over.
Number 8. Hunky Punk. Dorian Ashmore appeared to be a mild-mannered history teacher with an unusually high interest in the Suicide Squad. But he was actually a notorious thief that dressed up in a knockoff Green Goblin costume and called himself Hunky Punk. While Ashmore's look is strange on its own, his origin story is even weirder. Ashmore was given bullet-resistant skin and slightly enhanced strength by a talking dog.
Okay, so she's a dog.
We guess that mysterious canine loves to play practical jokes on history professors because Hunky Punk didn't last long. He met a quick and gruesome end on his first mission with the squad.
Are you next?
You tripping, homie?
You next, Deadshot.
Number 7. Larvanaut. The award for the most bizarre design of any squad member ever is Larvanaut. He's a lanky fellow with red eyes, big gauntlets, a strange mouthpiece, and a scaly tail. His weird look felt like someone tried and failed to combine the best design aspects of Bane and the Lizard. But what did Larvanaut bring to the team? He was really good at sniffing things out.
There's someone here. Where?
As you might have guessed, Larvanaut didn't last long in the Suicide Squad. He was taken out by ferocious ants during his very first mission. Larvanaut's demise at the hands of insects is honestly the most memorable part of this very strange squad member.
You're cute.
Number 6. Punch and Julie.
I'm good to go. Punch and Julie, not so sure. Didn't Waller get you a room last night?
When a puppeteer and a thief named Clyde found a bunch of alien tech, he decided to split it between himself and the woman that shared his heart, and the exact same combination of jobs. After he armed himself with tech-like anti-gravity boots and she acquired a powerful extraterrestrial gem, they became the supervillain couple known as Punch and Julie. Their eccentric jester costumes and comfort with violence made them top candidates for the squad.
Show up.
And their quirky behavior and tendency to get overly affectionate with each other in the midst of tense missions make them one odd couple. In some versions of the story, the two retire from the squad and have a baby. That kid's in for a very bizarre childhood.
You still got it, baby.
And it's all yours, Daddy.
Number 5. Weasel. The original Weasel was a college professor named John Monroe. He put on an animal-like costume complete with sharp claws, teeth, and fur so he could attack students and superheroes. And the reason he did all of this was so he could secure a cushy tenure position at the university.
I can't believe I tried to keep you from getting fired.
Fired? I can't get fired. I've got tenure.
Over time, Weasel became a violent monster obsessed with lashing out at anyone who crossed his path. Even his fellow Suicide Squad members thought his animalistic tendencies were too much. When his backstory was updated, he officially became a fully anthropomorphic Weasel.
Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan Hound.
While that's still bizarre, a Weasel with human intelligence is still less ridiculous than the original version of the character.
He's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless.
Number 4. Ambush Bug.
Ambush Bug? You're a pretty obscure hero, even for this show.
It's hard to know what part of Ambush Bug's absurd origin story is true, but we know he has the ability to teleport, likes to wear a green insect-like suit, and can't be easily squashed by enemies. Ambush Bug is also fully aware of the fourth wall and loves to break it on a regular basis.
No, you gotta listen to me. One fictional hero to another. That's crazy talk. We're not fictional. Yes, you are. Me too.
Although there are few people within his own universe that take him seriously, he's proven useful enough to guest star on past and future versions of the Suicide Squad. Admittedly, we'd love to see this DC Comics Deadpool make fun of heroes on the big screen. His offbeat personality and backstory would make him stick out like a sore green thumb on the squad.
This sounds like a job for Ambush Bug. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Number 3. King Shark.
Good one. Good shark.
One of the most notable recurring fish faces on the Suicide Squad is Nanaue, aka King Shark. This royal being has all the terrifying power and abilities as your average shark, complete with the ability to walk upright and full human intelligence. Although his ability to speak varies depending on the version of the character, he's definitely capable of completing squad missions. And despite being a giant shark, he's surprisingly been known to romance fellow supervillains and even the occasional hero.
Do I look mad?
Nanaue has worked for Waller for so long that most DC fans ignore how absurd it is that a talking shark executes missions for the U.S. government.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Nanaue, stay off the comm.
Number 2. Duella Dent.
The only difference between you and me is that I got institutionalized and you got famous.
If you thought Joker's multiple choice origin story was ridiculous, wait until you hear about Duella Dent. This acrobatic villain has claimed to be the daughter of villains like Catwoman, Two-Face, and the Penguin.
Duella Dent. What can you find on her?
Daughter of Evelyn, father unknown. Her uncle Harvey is a beloved ADA. Wait, here's something. She was just released from a mental health facility.
But Duella has mostly told people that her father is the Joker himself. She wanted to be like him so badly that she borrowed his look in an insanely graphic way we can't even say here. Duella's obsession with the Joker made it very awkward when she and Harley served on the squad together. Unfortunately for enemies of the team, this unbalanced clown-themed villain has a serious violent streak.
Duella, how did you get in here?
Just flash that pretty smile you gave me.
Before we add our top pick to the squad, here are a few honorable mentions. Slipknot. His strange talent for using adhesive ropes was apparently good enough for the squad.
Hold your fire.
Colonel Computron. Once a toy maker wearing a ridiculous suit, he became a bizarre villainous floating head. The Javelin. A weird Olympic athlete that's good at throwing javelins but bad at surviving missions. Cole Parker's Persuader. He went on an odd journey from disgruntled employee to axe-wielding member of the squad. Plasmus. After being kidnapped and mutated into a blob, he became a sacrificial pawn for the team.
That stuff can't be good for you. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Grant Morrison, aka The Writer. Grant Morrison is an award-winning writer that has written countless DC stories in the real world.
As someone who's done just about every character at DC Comics, I'd love to know what you thought of Justice League. Did you see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
They had the same name and job title when they appeared in a Suicide Squad story. Within the comic, Morrison had the power to warp reality by just writing, and they also had the overpowered ability to obliterate the fourth wall. At one point, we even see Morrison writing the dialogue that other characters in the comic repeat in the very next panel. Unfortunately, they couldn't write fast enough to avoid meeting his demise at the hands of an animalistic enemy. Having an actual comic book writer cameo with absurd powers work on the team made him one of the most ridiculous squad members of all time.
Now I've taken over, I kind of feel like the new Scottish Santa Claus. But
do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.